In this video, I'm going to explain how to detail modeling sync in Blender. Before that, I'm working as a freelancer in Fiverr. If you need any 3D interior scene or 3D assets, feel free to contact me. Let's dive in. First, press 7 in numpad to go to top view, then shift A, mesh, sphere. After that, in the pop-up menu, reduce the segments to 16 and the rings to 8. Then in edit mode, go to wireframe. In face select, box select these half faces of the sphere, then press 1 in numpad to the front view and select the top half of the faces, then X and delete those faces. Now select these two faces, I mean these bottom faces, S, Z, 0 to flat in Z axis and then slightly move it up. Then in solid view, select this 2H, press F to fill, then press Ctrl R, press 2 in numpad to add two loop cuts, and then select this edge, press F, it will automatically fill. Likewise to the same to other side. Now delete this vertex and then select this 4 vertex, press F to fill, then G slide this both vertex to move aside, then add 3 loop cuts and then select this vertex, press E, press right click to place it there, then press S to scale it. After that, make sure that you enable loop tools add-on, because now this add-on will be helpful for us. Now by selecting these vertex, right click, loop tool, circle. You can clearly see the shape is converted into circle. Then just extrude and scale it little bit like this. Now select everything, press Alt T and extrude faces along normals. It will extrude all the faces according to the normals. Then select this face, S, Z, 0 to flat it. Now select this face by holding Ctrl Shift. If you select this face, it will select all the in-between faces. Then S, Y, 0 to flatten Y axis and then extrude it. Now if I press Ctrl 4, it will add subdivision modifier of the level 4. But if you clearly see, all the edges are smooth, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these border edges, then press Ctrl B to give it a little bit bevel like this, and then I'm going to click this option. It will disable the subdivision modifier for the viewport only. Now select these faces by holding Alt and Shift, then Shift D to duplicate, right click to place it there, and then press P, click selection to separate it. By selecting this object, press Shift H, it will hide the unselected object. Then just scale this edge like this, then extrude it down. After that, by selecting these edges, press Shift S, cursor to the selection. Then in top view, I'm going to bring a circle, reduce the vertex to 6, and then press S 0.01 to reduce the scale, and I'm going to bring it here, then scale it little bit slightly. Now press Alt E, click spin, and then enable the use duplicates, and I'm going to reduce the steps to 6. You can clearly see this object is it is duplicated in a circular array based on the perspective view, and it will take the cursor as the center. I will show you what it will happen if the cursor and the perspective view is not in right position and in right way. My cursor is here. If I press Alt E spin, like I said, it will take the cursor as the center. See, and then again another thing, I am in this perspective view. Now I'm gonna press Alt T spin. See, like I said, it will spin according to the perspective view. Select this edge, shifters cursor to selection. Now I'm gonna press L to select this loose part. In top view, press Alt T spin and then use duplicates. After that, if you see, I have a duplicate here always whenever I use spin option. So for that, you can select everything and click M and merge by distance. It will remove the duplicate vertex. Then select these two edge, F to fill, do the same, and select this edge, F to fill. Then select these edges, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges. Then extrude it and then add 2 loop cuts. After that, select this vertex, this, and then these 3. Then press X and delete those vertex. Now select this loose part, press Alt T, spin, enable use duplicates, then select everything, M, merge by distance. Now select these vertex, right click and then scale it, then extrude it down, Likewise, added 2 loop cut, and I'm gonna add a 1 loop cut. Now we have to fill faces. For that we can use a bridge edge loops option. We want same vertex count here and here. So I'm gonna select this, and I'm having 12 vertex count. For these edges I'm having 18, but here is 12, so I want to add more vertex. So 18 minus 12, I want 6 vertex, right? So I'm gonna add 1 loop cut here, 1 loop cut here. So now I have 2 vertex, 3, 4, and then 5, sorry, 5, and then 6. Now if I select this edge, so you can clearly see I have 18 vertex, but the circular is not a good way. So I'm gonna select these, right click, loop tool, circle. See, this all good, right? So I'm gonna select everything and press RZ to rotate it. Now select these 2 vertex, press Ctrl E and bridge edge loops. It looks fine, but I think my corners are so sharp, so I'm gonna select all my corner sharp edges. Now press Ctrl B to bevel it. I have to tell you one important thing. If your bevel is not good while doing this, that is because the main reason is the normals is not facing correctly to the faces. That time you can select everything and press Shift 10. After that, add a 2 loop cut here. I'm gonna add a 1 loop cut here and 1 loop cut here. If I enable subdivision modifier, see, I have a nice thing. I don't know what it is called, but I have completed it. Now press Alt H to unhide the hidden objects. Then I'm going to select this and bring this little bit up. Now it looks fine. And in material properties, I'm gonna bring this material and I'm going to rename it sink. While modeling, you can create your material like this and then click new. For this object, I'm gonna name it as a metal. After that, in wireframe mode, I think I'm going to select these and I will bring it slightly inside like this. I think this will be good. Then press Ctrl 7 to go into bottom view and then add a 1 loop cut here, then add another loop cut here, and then select these faces here. Now extrude it down, then add a 2 loop cuts. Now select these faces here, insert it, then right click, loop tool, circle, and then scale it. Now delete those faces and I'm going to select this vertex, Shift D to duplicate it. I'm going to extrude it up, then extrude it and scale it. Then place your mouse here, press L to select this loose part, and I'm going to make it as a separate object because this will be my plastic, so that's why I make it as a new object. I'm going to remove this material and rename it as a black plastic. Now select this vertex, shifters, cursor to selection. Then I'm going to bring a cylinder and reduce the vertex to 5, press S 0.01 in number to reduce the scale, and then press S and Shift Z to scale it in X and Y axis, not in Z axis. Then I think I have to scale this vertex inside like this. Then select this face, bring your cursor. Again, I'm going to bring a cylinder, increase the vertex to 64. If you see, I don't want this top and bottom face, so I'm going to change the cap fill type to nothing. Then press S 0.01 to reduce the scale. Then press S Shift Z to scale it in X and Y axis, bring it up, and again scale it in Z axis only. Then in edit mode, edge selection, add I think 14 loop cuts will be fine. Then just select these edges and press V to rip these edges like this. Then enable the proportional editing. I think my screen recorder is here, so that's why I can't select this option. So I'm going to make it as a I will split my window and I will enable proportional editing and enable the connected only, and likewise enable this auto merge vertex option. It will combine the both vertex that are nearby. Then in vertex selection, what I'm going to do, I'm going to press G and I'm going to bring it down like this. Sorry, I think my mouse scrolls a little bit problem, that's why I can't do the proportional correctly. I think I will scroll it little bit. I tried. Then I'm going to bring it down like this. You can clearly see I'm going to place this vertex to this vertex like here. Now you can clearly see because of this auto merge vertex option, my both vertex is combined into one. Now select these three vertex, press F to fill, likewise do the same here, then select these and these edges, extrude it, and then my bad, disable the proportional editing and disable the auto merge vertex option for now. Then scale it and then change the option to individual origin, yes, Z0 to flat it. Now select these edges, deselect these two edges, press Ctrl B to bevel it, increase segments. Now press C to circle selection and click this by holding shift to deselect these edges. After that do the same for here, then press Alt E, extrude faces along normals to extrude it. Then select these four edges and then X, dissolve edges. Now press G twice to move these two edges like this and do the same for the top. And then I'm going to connect these two vertex by pressing J to combine it. Now I want these edges to be sharp, so I'm going to press G slide and do the same for here. Then in bottom side also I'm going to select these two vertex, press J to combine it. Now I have three vertex, it is not good, so I'm going to add another vertex. So now it become a face has a four vertex. I'm going to add a subdivision modifier, right click, shade smooth. It is like a screw type, right? Definitely you will like this technique. Actually I found this technique from one of the Thomas Collin video. He is so expert in hard surface modeling. I will recommend to watch his channel. I'm going to bring it down, then select this vertex, shifters, cursor to selection. Then I'm going to bring a circle and change the vertex count to 32 and press S 0.01, and then I'm going to scale it and bring it down, again scale it. Now I'm going to extrude it and again extrude it, then scale it inside and bring it up, then again extrude and scale it inside. Now bevel these vertex like this, reduce the segments to 1 and add a 4 loop cut here and 1 loop cut here and here 2 loop cuts to keep the geometry in good shape. Then I'm going to press Ctrl 1 to add a subdivision modifier. Yeah, it looks fine. Now select these face and press yes, shift Z to little bit extrude it, little bit scale it. Then again bring your bring my cursor here, then shift A, curve path in object data properties under geometry, increase the depth value. See, now press RY 90 degree. Now this thing will be our pipe. I think 0.016, 0.015, 0.0155. Yeah, I think 0.155 will be a good. Then press 3 in numpad to side view, then go to wireframe, then bring the pipe down like this. Now in edit mode, just move your vertex like this to have a shape like this. Yeah, I think I should bring it up a little bit. Yeah, it looks fine. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my cursor to the selection, shift A, mesh, plane. Now this plane will be my wall. After that I'm going to again bring a circle and RX90 to rotate it, then press S 0.01 to scale it. Now bring it before and then scale it like this, then extrude it and extrude and scale, again extrude it, move it in y-axis, again extrude it and scale it like this, again once more, then finally I will move it like here. And we have sharp edges here. I'm going to select these and press Ctrl B to have a little bit bevel, then add subdivision modifier at the level of 1, right click, shade smooth. But I have to tell you another one important thing. Always don't make your object as a high poly, okay? Because if you see in this perspective, if I see my sink, I don't want this object should be a high poly, right? I mean this object, I can create this as a low poly. So always remember which object you are going to show the importance. That object should be in high poly. Which object you are not going to focus, make it as a low poly. Now here I'm going to go into edit mode and select these faces and press E and extrude it down little bit. Then select these faces and delete it. Delete it. Then select these faces also and delete it. I think select these faces because it has a duplicate also, and delete it. Yeah, that's all. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable my snap tool and make it the option in vertex and enable auto merge vertex option. Now press Ctrl R to add a loop cut here, and then if you move it like this, I'm gonna snap this vertex to this vertex. It will, if I leave it, you can clearly see my two vertices combined into one, and the same process goes to the other side of the vertex also. Now select these two vertex, press F to fill it. See, that's all. Now I think I'm going to select everything this. Yeah, select everything, and I'm going to bring it down little bit. Yeah, this will be fine. Now I'm going to select everything and move it up. I'm going to disable it for now, the both snap tool and snap option and auto merge vertex. Then I have bring it above and right click and then scale it and bring my cursor here, and I have sharp edges here, so I'm going to select these two edges and press Ctrl B to give a little bit bevel. Likewise we have here, nope, we don't have it here, so no problem. Yeah, I forgot something that important. I want these faces also to be my like separate object, so I have selected these and press P to selection. I think I have to then add a bevel to these edges also, so I'm going to add a bevel. Then select these three options, Shift D to duplicate, right click to place it there, Shift S, selection to the cursor. Then I'm going to bring it up and just scale it. I think my transform pivot point is in individual origin, so make it as a change setup as a pivot point and then scale it, then bring it up. Yeah, I think I'm going to scale these edges inside. Yeah, now it looks fine. Then here what I'm going to do, by selecting these edges, I'm going to Shift D, right click to place it there and make it as a selection. This will be my pipe, and in edit mode I'm going to select everything, press 3 in numpad for the side view and go into wireframe mode, and then extrude it up to here, then extrude it, place it here or 90. Then select these vertex also, press Ctrl E, bridge edge loops, and then increase the number of loop cuts. Yeah, I think this will be fine, and then extrude this up to here. Now select this object, Shift T to duplicate and place it here, then scale this like this. And finally what I'm going to do, for now I'm going to disable this, then in edit mode I'm going to select these faces here, see, then Shift D, duplicate, place it there, Alt T, extrude face along normals to extrude it. Now if I enable my subdivision modifier, you can clearly see it smoothen these vertex also, I mean these edges also I don't want, so I have selected these edges here. Then press Shift T 1, it will add edge crease, so that will make these edges sharp. If you want, press N in right side panel, you can adjust the values here, see, like this. And then I'm going to add one loop cut here to keep it good, then right click shade smooth. I think I should have to add one loop cut here, like two loop cuts will be fine, I think. Yeah, here and then here, right click shade smooth, or how about I increase the level? Yeah, this look fine. I think we completed our most of the part. Yeah, final there is a single part we have to finish. What that means, this thing only, you can see these edges also become smooth. So now I'm going to select these edges and then this and then this, and here also select all the edges I am selecting here now. Yeah, you can clearly see I selected these circular edges and the down, and finally here and here these edges I have selected. I'm showing it to you. After that what I'm going to do, press Ctrl B to bevel it like this, then increase my segments, I mean increase the segments to 2 and shape to 1, and then disable the loop tools, I mean loop slide. I think I don't want to make this to arc. Yeah, sharp is good because now we have a fine bevel. Click this. Yeah, it looks fine, but I have a line here. That is because these two edges are in nearby. That's why. So I'm going to select these edges and G slide to move it down. Likewise, I am doing the same to the upper edges, and I'm going to add 3 loop cuts here. See, now it doesn't have a line. It looks good. After that, I'm going to add a one loop cut here, then disable it and select these faces here. Yeah, these faces. And lightweight select these 6 faces and then insert it, right click, loop tool, circle, then extrude it down by selecting these faces, go to select boundary loops. You can clearly see it will select the boundary of those selected faces, and finally select these two circular edges and press Ctrl B to give a little bit bevel, then add a 2 loop cut. I think here also I should add a 2 loop cut, it will be good, and add a 1 loop cut here to keep the geometry in nice shape, and finally 2 loop cuts here. Then I'm going to click this option. Yeah, that's all. Then right click, shade smooth. Finally we have completed our sync. Finally add the materials. I hope this video helped you guys and you learned something new. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, and if you are new to my channel, just hit the subscribe.